What's up, everybody, and welcome once again to Reward the Fan, the only live trivia game show where you win free tickets to your favorite live events. It's our third game of the day, and I am still feeling great. I'm your host, Mike Janella, and not only is it my third game of the day, it's my fourth game hosting Reward the Fan in the last 17 hours. I live here now, basically. Literally, they're taking my rent out of my paycheck this week. Janitor knows me by name. It's a whole thing. I hope you've been with me for all of it. If you've gone 4 for 4, that'd be great to know. From RTF late night last night to Reward the Fantasy earlier today at noon. Video game trivia at 2 o'clock we did. But now it's time for straight up football. And I love these 4 o'clock Reward the Fan games because we've got a lot of action from the 1 o'clock NFL games to talk about. We still have the late games to look forward to. And there's a nice little window right now for me to give away some football tickets for free while you enjoy your chicken wings or light beer or iced tea or whatever you're enjoying on this Sunday afternoon. Because, yeah, that's how our game works. Well, you got to earn the tickets first. I don't just give them away. That wouldn't be a game. That would just be Christmas. I will first ask you then 10 trivia questions. They'll all be about football. It could be NFL storylines from this week, stats from the season, college football trends. If it's pigskin, it is in this game. A little bit of wordplay for your Sunday afternoon. They don't like it here. They're shaking their heads at me. Then if you get all 10 questions right or need to use an extra life, whatever, to get there along the way, you will win a share of our Reward Dollars jackpot. That jackpot today sits at $250 Reward Dollars. Then, out of all those winners splitting that pie, we pick one lucky person at random to Lambeau leap their way to victory and take home 2 free sports tickets. Speaking of sports and football, which is all I've been doing is talking about football. That was a really bad segue. I should write better. They've played a lot of it already today. So let's check in on what's happening in the NFL in case you missed it. We did this last week, and I liked the adrenaline it gave me so much to go live and unscripted. So we're going to do it again because I'm hooked on the rush. I need to feel alive. So we're going to do a live, I got my phone here, a look around the latest up to the second scores here in the league. Rams killing the Falcons. A nice thing Jared Goff could use was the Falcons secondary. Dolphins, they're going to lose, but they're going to cover the spread. That's a win in their game. Bengals lost, so the tank continues there. Vikings, Lions in a good one. Couple of great performances today. Jacoby Brissett, 4 passing touchdowns. We told you about him in Reward the Fantasy today. No one, though, beating Aaron Rodgers. That game just went final. Packers crushing the Raiders. 6 touchdowns scored by Green Bay, all 6 of them from Aaron Rodgers, 5 with the arm, 1 with his legs. Man, if you work here and you had him in your fantasy team and benched him this week, I would really hate if you did that. Hi, Gabby. Hope you're having fun at home. Thanks for watching Mike's NFL Minute, sponsored by insert sponsor here. We're working on it. We'll get one someday. And by the way, guys, if you don't win this game, like the Dolphins or Bengals or Redskins never seem to do, and you want to try and redeem yourself, I do want to tell you before we play today about our next games coming up. Ben's here with Broadway Trivia on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then Jeremy will follow that up also Wednesday night with Vampire Movie Trivia at the bewitching hour of 8 Eastern. Winner gets 2 free pints of blood and maybe tickets if we have some to give away. All right, let's get this game going, though, shall we? Shout out to all of you guys playing right now, whether it's game 1 of your day or you've joined us for all 3 of them. Shout out to Dewhawk03, Honey99, and Burrito. Lovely name for a lovely food. All right, we've gotten through all of our pre-snap reads. We've got more than 850 of you ready to get this thing started. So let's hike that ball and get going. Here is question 1. Which of the following is a real NFL team? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Tampa Bay Bucca wherever you are? Buccaneers, that was the villain in the second Aladdin movie, right? The straight to DVD release. They like that one here. That's a pretty good joke, right? This team, the real NFL team, was on a bye this week. It was the Buccaneers. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Don't know what to make of those guys. They've got some great weapons, a couple of amazing receivers. Might talk about them later. Jameis Winston, though, who knows what's going on with him. All I know is that 822 of you got that right. So you can now move on to question number 2. In the AP poll, what is the highest ranked NCAA team with a loss? Hot Dog State, Notre Dame, or the University of Puppies? They work on trimesters at that school, not semesters. It's a weird thing at University of Puppies. Yes, this is the number 8 team in the country that we're looking for. Their only loss was at Georgia, which was a big game, but even they have struggled lately too. It's Notre Dame, the only real school, in fact, out of our answer choices there. So congrats to the Fighting Irish on recovering from that loss, and congrats to you for making it even this far in our game, because you've made it to our first Reward Box prize giveaway. We are about to give 2 winners 2 extra lives each. And it's time now to find out who you guys are. This is the part where I stall until I find out who those names are that they give me, and I have them now. It's Munson15 and Kimberly G. Congratulations, each of you, getting 2 extra lives. Those come very much in handy if you ever stumble along the way, get a question wrong, get right back in the game. Maybe some of you will be able to use those in this game today. Here's question number 3. Entering this week, who led the NFL in completion percentage? Derek Carr, Derek Van, or Derek Truck? This is a Marcus one again? Yeah, this is good. These are good scripts. I like it. Guys, this guy entered this week with a 73.3% completion percentage. Only 3 QBs in the NFL were at 70 or better. He also was great today. Derek Carr is the man I hope you rode to that answer. But, great when you're completing your passes is not good enough when you got Aaron Rodgers slinging 5 touchdowns in a single game. Raiders now coming back a little bit down to earth after they've had a pretty feisty start to their season. Derek Carr, the guy who's been leading them that whole time. Still almost 800 of you alive so far. Let's see how you do with question 4. Entering this week, which team had more losses? The Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals, or they had the same amount of losses? I already told you in our little whip around before that both of those teams, well, the Bengals lost for sure. The Dolphins were down 10 with a couple of minutes to go. I'm pretty sure you could write them off as well. But before this week, who had more losses? It was the Bengals, the Bungles, as my dad has called them since basically my childhood. And this year, they're giving him no reason to think otherwise. And my friends, speaking of bungling, we've just had our first fan fumble. And you guys thought it was so easy. Those first 4 questions, you were all getting them right. Most of you thought that they had the same amount of losses, but no, the Dolphins actually had a bye, and the Bengals had not. Cincy with 6 losses entering today, the Dolphins with 5. They've each now added 1 more to that. We've lost a few of you, but those of you still standing now get question number 5. Which XFL team will Cardale Jones play for? The DC Defenders, Seattle Dragons, or Tampa Bay Vipers? I said at the beginning of the show we cover NFL and college. You get XFL now too. What was the one that folded? The AAC? That was, or the one, I don't know. The one, it was on for like 2 weeks, whatever. AAF, that's what it was. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, we're talking XFL now though. The season starts in February and Jones will be suiting up for the Defenders down in D.C. How the mighty have fallen from a BCS champion at Ohio State just a few years ago to now suiting up in the XFL. But I do wish Cardale well and that league as well. 356 of you getting that one right. So welcome. That's my Vince McMahon impression. To question number 6. Who led the Packers in receiving yards in their Monday Night Football game against the Lions this past week? Jimmy Graham, Aaron Jones, or Allen Lazard? And by leading, we put that in quotes because this man only had 65 yards receiving on just 4 receptions. When Devontae Adams and Geronimo Allison were both out, yeah, the passing and the receiving was a little bit hard to come by. But the man who came by it was Allen Lazard. And if you're a Lions fan, I hate bringing that game back up because it was a rough one and a tough end for you in that 1-point loss. But I think we can all agree, no matter your fan base, that the refs are having themselves a season in the NFL. Ugh, but don't they always? We'll figure it out someday. Robot refs, maybe. Instead of complaining about the refs, let's celebrate another question. Here's Q7. Entering this week, who leads the NFL in receiving yards? Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, or Amari Cooper? This man that we're looking for, through 6 games played entering this week, amassed 662 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns as well. He also has another teammate that is doing a great with him as well. We alluded to them earlier, a couple of Buccaneers. Chris Godwin is the answer we were looking for. Yeah, Tampa Bay, they've got Godwin and Mike Evans both in the top 11 in receiving yards. 170 of you knew that, so a nice job keeping up with your Bucs and with your receivers. Godwin coming out of nowhere. See if he can keep it up for the rest of the season. See if you can keep it up for question number 8. Entering this week, which tight end has caught the most passes this season? Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, or Austin Hooper? Now, these 3 guys, they're not just in like the top 10, top 15. These are the top 3 in receptions so far this year. So we are not making it easy for you to just take a random guess. This man had 42 catches entering today. He was number 2 in overall yards. Austin Hooper is the guy we're looking for. And he added 4 catches plus a TD today as of about 5 minutes ago or so. I'm not sure if he added more, but he came in with the lead into this week and had a good day today as well. 94 of you knew that. We did lose a bunch of you along the way, though, and we are starting to trim the fat coming toward the end of our game. Here's question 9. Who had the most rushing yards in week 6 of this season? Chris Carson, Nick Chubb, or Lamar Jackson? And week 6 was just last week, so don't think too far back. This rusher, depending on, we had a quarterback in there, maybe he's the answer, who knows, had 19 rushes for 152 yards to lead everybody on their feet. It was not a running back. It was Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback, who's averaging 6.7 yards per attempt this year, the best in the NFL for any position. Speaking of the best, you are here, the best of the best. Because we only have one question left, guys, so you know what time it is. Time for the final round. And we started with more than 800 of you. We are down to just 68 of you. Time to come through in the clutch 2-minute drill. Here's question number 10. Which division is the only one in the NFL with no teams over 500 this season? The NFC East, NFC West, or AFC South? And this won't last for long because there will be a game played later today where the winner of that game will go over 500. Unless they tie, which we've seen already happen in the NFL this year. Probably not, though, in the NFC East. Yeah, it's Eagles and Cowboys later. They're both 3-3. Somebody most likely going to 4-3. But that division has been the definition of mediocrity so far in 2019. The opposite of mediocrity is crushing it, which you did if you're one of the 50 people who made it through our 10-question gauntlet of football trivia here this afternoon. Congratulations to you all. Going to shout some of you out as soon as I see your names pop up. And then we're just moments away from our big giveaway. So sit tight. All of you getting an exact $5 each. Rose Lam L, Maddie Fide, Maddie Feed, Maddie, I'll call you by your first name. Congrats. Way to go, guest. Oh, Duhawk03, we shouted them out at the beginning of the show. You ended up being a winner. Nice job. Mecca Like a High, T Kizzle99, all of you are winners so far. But now one of you will be an even bigger winner than the rest. It's time to run that ticket lotto. While we wait for our big winner, don't forget, we got a couple nights off here. No RTF later tonight, and not tomorrow or Tuesday. But we've got 2 games for you when we come back on Wednesday. Ben does Broadway at 6 p.m., Vampire Movie Trivia, Halloween around the corner with Jeremy at 8. Time now for our winner. Feeling great? It's B21R21. Congratulations, BR2121. You've got 2 free tickets coming your way. Enjoy whatever sporting event you choose to go to. And let us know on social media, by the way, what game you end up going to. How do you do that? Well, follow us at Reward the Fan on all the big apps. Follow me personally. I would love it at Mike Janella. And then selfie it up. Tag us, tell us how much of a good time you're having and loving it. I look forward to seeing what you do. I've been your host all weekend long, Mike Janella. Thanks for playing, everyone. I don't actually live here. That was a joke. So I am going to go home, watch more football, eventually maybe go to sleep. That's going to feel really good. And when you go to sleep later tonight and you have your sweet dreams, don't forget that in those, we will always be your biggest fan. See ya!